know what time it is. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Thank you as always for being here on another day, another beautiful one for you guys. Thank you so much. Let's continue on from where we left off, a little bit of low. We're going to move on to the next track here. Interesting album, not album, interesting song title. Always crashing in the same car. Guesses? Repeating the same problems, repeating the same issues in your life, always crashing the same car, always making the same mistake, and never learning from those mistakes. That's at least immediately what I think of seeing that song title. But let's go ahead and give it a listen, give it a whirl, get in this car. Well, maybe not get in this car, actually, but let's go ahead and listen to it. We'll discuss it after. Let's go.
Every chance.
It's heating up. And okay, there's some subtlety in the depth on this one because I was listening and it sounded like the whole song's good, but in the very, very faint background, it sounds like there's some like hi-hats being played on very quickly but very quietly. At first, I thought it was just like cracking. Like in my headphones, I thought it was an audio issue for me. But as the music faded out and you just heard it isolated, I know it wasn't now. But it sounded like there were, like I said, hi-hats just being played in the very back, closed. And I don't know if that was something done like by actual hi-hats or just a sound like it. But it was a small little thing that was going on throughout the song in certain moments. And I heard it in isolation there. I'm like, huh, is there another drum sound being used back there? Or is this just an effect? Who knows? This one takes a little bit of a look in the rearview mirror, takes a look back. It's a more melancholy, kind of laid back track. I really like the synth and the guitar. I don't know if it's the guitar overlaid with synth or if they do a trade-off, but that one moment in the music where it sounds like the synth rises up, it's like ba-da-da-da, and then it switches and you can clearly hear the guitar. Wah, 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 wah. Like it's clearly a distorted guitar tone. I wonder if it was guitar the whole time from those murky depths into that rising cadence at the top, or if it was synth being played first, that played the first half of that scale, and then the second half of the scale was just being played by a guitar. I don't know. That part I can't say. Once again, we have a lot of electronic noises being played in this specific track, but like I said, it takes more of a kind of melancholic feel in its music here. But Alomar on the guitar, I think is really actually. I'm sorry. Alomar is here on rhythm, but it's going to be Ricky Gardner who's playing lead here, and he's the one that I believe is kind of taking the forefront and the foot forward in that guitar sound. For example, at that moment, let me pull it back here really quick. Oh, and then once again, the production on the drums, you can hear it throughout, but it's on the toms that you really hear like a different side of it, which is really cool. Let me come back here. Not that part. Here. Doesn't that part, yeah, it still sounds like guitar, but it could also be synth. I'm not sure. But that's the first half of the scale. Then listen. Like you can, like that's clearly guitar. I don't know. But there's a lot of waves of sound that are being, I would imagine, being perpetrated by Eno. There's lots of waves in the melody, especially like I said, guitar laden, that the sounds are kind of mixing in a little bit more on a track like this. They're kind of getting more together. They don't stand out as much as some of the past few tracks have. This is a good album. This is a great album. This is a really good album. Every chance that I take it on the road. Those kilometers and the red lights, I was always looking left and right. So every chance he took on the road. I like that. He traveled with those chances, whether it was a good choice he made or a bad choice. He traveled with them. But I'm always crashing in the same car. Jasmine, I saw you peeping as I pushed my foot down to the floor. I was going round and round the hotel garage, must have been touching close to 94. Oh, but I'm always crashing in the same car. Yeah. You know what I also like about this album so far? Is just how little Bowie is saying in a literal sense. This so far has not been a wordy album at all. And I know that each of the songs are pretty short, But even for a 2 minute, 3 minute, almost 4 minute track, he's very, very conservative in what he's saying, which I think is a great choice. It kind of puts a lot of emphasis on the word choices he makes as well as the music. So once again, I think that really this is just him, making choices in his life, taking chances in his life, getting on that road with that choices and moving forward. And yet at the same time, he makes the same mistakes and perhaps hurts himself, but could also be hurting other people. He involves the name Jasmine. I saw you peeping as I pushed my foot down to the floor. So metaphorically, because he says he's circling around the hotel garage, you can imagine someone squealing their wheels or screeching their wheels around, and someone looks out. So there could be an effect on other people, whether that is something as simple as onlooking, or could be something more personal. Of course, metaphorically, you never know. But let's talk about this track. It says the song's lyrics express the frustration of making the same mistake over and over. The narrator of the song recounts driving at high speed in circles around a hotel garage, cautiously checking for danger, yet still inevitably crashing while a girl named Jasmine looks on. Now, this is interesting. I guess, yeah, I was thinking more metaphorical for this, but I guess there's a physical element as well. The song refers to a real life incident in Bowie's life that occurred at the height of his addiction. Driving his Mercedes, Bowie had spotted a drug dealer on the street, so he believed ripped him off. So in retaliation, Bowie repeatedly rammed his own car into the dealer's car, after which he returned to his hotel and ended up driving around in circles. It's also reported that Jasmine refers to Iggy Pop, who was supposedly with Bowie in the car at the time. Okay, so that obviously adds another layer to the song as well. Not only was this inspired from a real life event, but going back to his addiction, making the same mistakes over and over, and what it leads to, that was wonderfully brought together. You get it, Bowie. You know what you're doing. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you thought of the track in the comments down below. You can follow me on Twitter. You can support the channel and what I do on Patreon. As always, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for listening and watching to me. What? I meant to say watching and listening to me. It's a thing. Bye, guys.